You're watching The 7 from WATE 6 on your side.
Good evening, I'm Lori Tucker, and welcome to The 7, topping our Big 7 at 7 story list, making sure Knox County schools are safe as kids head back to class. The first day of school is coming up on Tuesday. Law enforcement, along with Knox County schools, focusing on 3 strategies, a detailed security plan tailored to each school, highly trained armed officers in every school, and taking every threat seriously. All this rolling out in the wake of the Covenant school shooting at the end of the last semester in Nashville. Also new to the district, Superintendent Dr. John Reiswick saying he has asked school board members to consider renewing a policy to allow random weapons searches.
Let me be clear, I'm not in support of institutionalizing schools, and I don't believe the right answer for that is to make schools not feel welcome. We need students to feel very welcome when they come in, because we believe that this idea of random weapon searches gives us the opportunity to catch potential threats before they happen, but also allow schools to remain secure.
You'll see a lot more of us. You'll see a lot more of our officers smiling faces out in the field. But we also, more importantly, will be able to respond quicker. We'll have more in-depth and redundant systems, and we'll have backup for our officers and for our partners at the Sheriff's Department and to the Knoxville Police Department.
We're going to be in school zones all across the city, making sure that our kids can get to and from school safely. So please slow down when you're by a school, slow down and be aware of those school zones.
The school system is putting more than $2.4 million into security upgrades district-wide and holding active shooter training with all levels of law enforcement. Over at Powell Middle School, 6th graders got an early look at their campus, enjoying a picnic ahead of orientation tomorrow. It's a chance to kind of ease the youngsters into this big step, leaving elementary schools they've called home since they were really small, going into a place where everything is just bigger.
They're coming from a small pond to a little bit bigger pond, and we want to make them familiar with those things so that they can be successful here. We're really excited just to meet the kids, get them in here so that they can learn and grow with us this year and have a great experience.
Those 6th graders are not the only fresh faces at Powell Middle. This is Principal Denise Watts' first year as well. Good luck to everyone. And while Knox County was preparing, Hamblin County students were heading back to the classroom today. We were out at Hillcrest Elementary early this morning as parents dropped their kids off. It was a damp start. The umbrellas were out, but the car line seemed to go quite smoothly. As for other schools in our region, coming up Monday, August 7th is the first day for Claiborne, Cumberland, Fentress, Granger, and Jefferson counties. Tuesday the 8th is Knox County's first day, and Sevier County follows, starting back on Wednesday. That's August 9th. A huge story in our next Big 7 slot for you tonight. Former President Donald Trump in another federal courtroom entering another not guilty plea, this time in Washington, D.C., with the charges connected with the president's words and actions after he lost the 2020 election. A judge today explaining to the former president he could face more than 50 years in prison if convicted on all 4 counts. Tonight, the former president is heading home, ordered to not communicate facts about the case to any known witness.
Well, thank you very much. This is a very sad day for America.
Trump is now set for a pretrial hearing August 28th in Jack Smith's sweeping investigation. Trump's defense team is blasting the special counsel's indictment as an attack on his free speech. Ahead of today's arraignment, we spoke with Senator Marsha Blackburn, a Trump supporter, asking whether she thinks Trump broke the law. Instead, she points to the current administration.
It's so interesting to look at when things happen to the Bidens, then their reaction is to come out against Donald Trump. And this is the 3rd and 4th time that we have seen this happen, where something comes down, Hunter's plea deal falls apart, Devin Archer makes his comments. You have something against Trump.
We are going to hear more from the senator on the indictment and her support for the former president coming up Sunday at 12:30 on Tennessee This Week. Our next Big 7 story back here in Knoxville, a teenage brother facing a murder charge accused of shooting his own older brother. It happened shortly after 11 last night along Copeland Street near Washington Pike. Knoxville police responding to reports of a shooting to find 22-year-old Joseph Norris suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He was rushed to UT Medical Center where he later died. Police arrested his brother, 18-year-old Logan Norris, in connection with this shooting. They believe Logan shot Joseph after a physical fight inside their home. Norris faces a second-degree murder charge. Next in our Big 7 list, a final decision about a place described as a nuisance. A West Knoxville bar will not be able to reopen. The owners of Bebo's Cafe have officially agreed on a permanent injunction with the state and District Attorney General Sharm Allen. Last month, we told you when Bebo's was first closed down under the state nuisance law after nearly 70 calls of violent altercations. We told you about an attack on a security guard, a number of shootings, several of them leading to deaths. At the time, the closure was just temporary, giving Bebo's ownership time to speak with the court. But again, an injunction has now been agreed upon. It rules that the owner of Bebo's Cafe, Bishoy Saman, cannot open or reopen any business at that location on Gleason Drive. He's also been ordered to surrender Bebo Cafe's beer and liquor permit. Plus, since Saman was just renting this space for his business, the landlord of that building also had to agree to allow Knoxville police and the DA's office to run criminal background checks on all would-be tenants before they sign a lease agreement. Our next Big 7, something ugly in a beautiful place. Rangers investigating after spray-painted graffiti turns up in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. They shared these pictures of the aftermath with us. That vandalism happening along the Laurel Falls Trail, a popular spot for hikers. Rangers think it happened sometime late last month. The first report came in July 24th. This is not only an eyesore, but rangers say it takes up a lot of their time and a good amount of funding to try to get rid of graffiti, and they sometimes can't get the site back to how it looked before the damage. Call 865-436-1230 if you have information that might help rangers figure out who's behind that vandalism. We are wrapping up the Big 7 with some amazing sights for you. This is footage of a meteor you're about to see shooting through the sky over Karns early Wednesday morning. It was around 2:15 in the morning. It was captured on Ring Cam, sent in from viewer Lindsay Bordine. Thank you for sending that, Lindsay. And check out another view of the light show. This one coming to us from Benjamin Hill. With a dash cam installed in his car, you can see the meteor streaking through the sky at this truck stop in Dandridge. Love seeing those. Wow, that's pretty incredible video, Margot.
You know, that's a definitely incredible video, and very happy that the skies were mainly clear everywhere that the meteor went over, so you were able to see that beautiful sight. Well, guess what? We're actually going to see clear conditions moving into the day tomorrow. Now, right now, temperatures sitting below average in the mid to low 70s. We're seeing 76 here in Knoxville, 75 in Maryville, 75 in Gatlinburg, 74 in Middlesboro, and 72 in Oneida. Now, our sweatcast tells a different story. It has been on the cooler end temperature-wise, but our sweatcast has definitely made it feel close to average for this time of year. You can see the pink that is just painted across this entire map right here, showing just the tropical conditions that are outdoors right now. So hopefully you have been hydrating throughout the day today, even though it has been raining. You need to make sure to keep your umbrella handy, though, because going into the day tomorrow, scattered storms and showers do return to most of the region, and we will be heating up for the weekend. Now, we will be drier by midweek next week, so for those who haven't really enjoyed the rain, I have good news. This is just a brief look at our precipitation chances over the next 7 days. 20% chance tomorrow and Saturday, 30 Sunday and Monday, and then we're dry pretty much Tuesday on into the rest of next week. Coming up, all more details on how the storms have impacted us today and what you can expect going into your weekend.